And we are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some new news concerning Terence Bud Crawford and Kell Brook. Of course, these guys will clash this Saturday night. And of course, I told you guys that I will have a fight prediction for you. However, let's do it live. Why not? You look at Terence Crawford, he's 32 years of age. Um, Errol Spence, there I go. Kell Brook is 34, right? So we have what 2 years age difference, experience. You know, Kell Brook, he's been around longer, but as far as the competition, you know, Kell Brook has been in there with some guys. What's up, guys? Just hit the like button when you come in. We'll let it load before we start to talk about these two. Si Barrio, only me. That's it. It was only you for the time being. We got three more after you, and of course, um, you know, Brook looks confident. He looks like he's in shape. He looks good, but I mean, physically, I never saw Kell Brook look bad. Okay, so you know we have a looks can be deceiving, but I have seen him flat before. So you know I think he's one of those guys that he will surprise you due to the fact of who he's fighting. I just think he was in over his head by the time he fought Errol Spence. He was Brandon. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. He was already damaged. You know, let's just hope he's taken the time to heal properly this time because he took two losses back to back, and I think that hurt his credibility. You know, Kell Brook was that guy that after he beat Sean Porter, which was a good fight. I saw that fight last night, and I seen how he was able to punch in between the Porter rush because you know Porter has a charge. He will just charge you up, and he does like some Mike Tyson slash football tactics in there when he tries to get you in there. There's a lot of physical activity when it comes to Sean Porter, and he was able to punch in between those punches, stopping Sean Porter at times in his tracks. Now, will he be able to do that with a sharpshooter slash switch hitter like Terence Crawford? That's the question you ask yourself. Um, let's look at these guys. 5'9" to 5'8". Kell Brook's a little taller than Terence Crawford, even though Terence Crawford is not a short guy in that weight division. Would you be in shock if Brook beats Crawford? I don't want to count Brook out. I would be surprised. But then you look at it, the pandemic and stuff like that, you know, Kell Brook is no pushover. Kell Brook just had no business going to 160 at all. And after that loss, he shouldn't have taken the fight with Errol Spence. But the IBF is a mother sucker. You know, either he fights or he had to vacate. And I think his first step wrong, or his first wrong move, was fighting Golovkin. He had no business going up there to do what? For what reason? To prove, hey, how tough he is. Because he came back down there and still got beat anyway. Even though the Errol Spence fight, which I'm going to watch that fight tonight, was a very anticipated high energy fight. And, you know, and Errol Spence he had to come up another gear. Frole Gerard, counterpunch to you. Marshall Carter, salute, back. Guys, hit the like button. We got 15 on the chat. Hit that like button so we can notify the others that we are here in small number. Khan looked good against Canelo and Garcia before, and he was older. But Khan couldn't do nothing against Crawford. And while bigger and stronger Kell, I see Crawford stopping Kell. Crawford, see, here's the thing about Crawford. He's going to when he learns the distance from Kell Brook, because Kell Brook, you notice at times he likes to jump in with shots. Him jumping in against Terence Crawford is going to get him knocked out. Because Terence Crawford is a kind of guy, he can counter off of any foot. The left foot, the back, you know, the right foot, the back foot, whichever foot that is, left or right, because he's a switch hitter. And fighting someone like Terence Crawford will also get him caught, and hurt badly. Kelly saved the show with Triple G. They were trying to make Eubank Jr. Yeah, that was shitty because Chris needed to fight somebody, and I don't know really what happened. I heard his dad had a lot to do with that, but that fight should have been made. I would like to see Chris Eubank go toe to toe with Golovkin, especially at that time. Jarrell, JH, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Brook's bones started breaking. That was suspect. Yeah, he was suspect. He was getting hit by Golovkin. Kurt, what's your take on Canelo being number one pound for pound instead of Crawford? I don't believe it. That's fine. I just don't believe that shit. Look. Let's put it this way: if Terence Crawford had as many maybe fights like Canelo has, think about it. Lara, Golovkin 1 and 2, Jacobs. You know what I mean? Like, the dude can't lose a decision. So how the fuck can he be pound for pound? You know what I mean? Who was the last person he knocked out a smaller Khan, and he stopped Rocky Fielding. But again, he was the weakest link. But I mean, we're beating Ricky. He beat Kovalev at 175. Where was Kovalev at pound for pound? Double T at 101. Hey, Kurt, still in the DR? No. I'm back. I'm back stateside. Anthony Fitzgerald. Salute. And so we have 41 fights compared to 36 fights. Kell Brook, of course, those 2 losses to Errol Spence Jr. and Gennady Golovkin. Terence Crawford's never lost. Well, definitely, we know who's more decorated. We know who's done more. We know who's been successful. But that's not what's important. What's important is the fight itself and the styles these 2 fighters possessed. And Kell Brook, he has a good jab, good right hand, solid right hand. I see that being a good weapon when Terence Crawford goes southpaw. I'll say that. The problem I have with Brook, we don't know what Brook is going to show up. You know what I'm saying? Brook is a guy that he didn't fight the rest of these guys to see what they're doing and where they were going, but instead he was more like kind of standoffish. Maybe it was because of Eddie Hearn. Maybe he wanted to, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to keep Kell Brook on ice for Amir Khan because, that fight was brewing once upon a time. It may still happen. Who knows? It may be like a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather or something like that. But I'm not sure about Kell Brook and his physicality, at this point of his career.
Hey, what you doing?
Bud's chin is ridiculous. Dude has been shot in the head. Brook broke both orbitals. Yeah, Terence Crawford, I think he's a lot tougher than people think he is, especially he's contemplating going to 154. And honestly, I think the fight should have been at 154. And if the fight with Kell Brook, I think, well, he's 34, so how long do you really think he has to perform at a certain level? So it is what it is. Do they have any common opponents? That's the question. Kell Brook never fought Amir Khan. Terence Crawford has. Terence Crawford never fought Golovkin, nor Sean Porter, nor L. Spence. So it's hard to range someone because there's no one that I can look. Let me look up. Kell Brook. Want to fight in Wembley? I'm ready to take on a fight in Wembley. I tell you that, boy. Jim Brown, what's up, brother? That dude, you have the zombie flu and hell leave you. Let's see. Ezekiel Brook. I didn't know his name was Ezekiel. Okay. May. Okay, he'll be 35 in May. Two losses, 27 by KO. Now they have the same knockout percent. Well, the same knockouts, number of knockouts. Um, okay. Mark DeLuca, Michael Zafara, or Zarafa, rather. Sergey Rabchenko, Errol Spence, Gennady Golovkin. So he's won his last three. So Kell Brook's been up. I think that Sergey fighting was a little flat. Uh, Jojo Don, okay, John Porter. He beat Matthew Hatton. Okay. Canelo fought Hatton. Let's see, what else do we have? And of course, you got to remember something. Terence Crawford is not, wasn't in this weight class 5 years ago. Or what round do you fancy Crawford for the KO? I think it's worth a few. 7 or 8. Because one thing we notice about Kell Brook, I mean, he's only lost twice, but when he did, he just didn't go away right away. I mean, he took a knee from that pounding he was taking from Errol Spence because of his eye was busted up. He just stopped fighting. And but Golovkin, he didn't. But eventually I think he would have. Sebastian, my money's on Brook. Very good odds. What's the odds on that? Because I know he's not the favorite. So if you bet on Brook, and that's a very aggressive bet, it will pay out. Depends on the odds. Sure, Brandon. I would like to see that fight still. Why not? I'm not gonna give it much energy today. I'm all out of the heavyweight division. Let's talk about other shit. It's up more to boxing than something that may or may not happen in the heavyweight division. That face is going to be a prime target. He better be ready. Jim Brown, he's absolutely right. I mean, both sides of his face has been broken. Golovkin one side, Errol Spence the other side. His skull has been broken. He has taken some damage. And it's not really even been broken, it's fractures. So fractures are worse than breaks. That means chips of shit comes off. And in orbital bone, ask Antonio Margachito about that. It takes a long time for that shit to really properly heal. That's why I question, will it really heal? You know what I mean? Do some more panel talks with UK boxing pundits. Oh, I will. That's coming real soon. Aladayo, counterpunch to you. Let's hit that like button, guys. Or risk being ostracized by your U.S. domestic fans. Well, yeah, that's true. I already have. To a certain degree. So I'm looking at these fighters. Kell Brook, he's a pretty good fighter though. 11-2 on Brook. Okay. So, Kell Brook's looking good though. I didn't like how his trainer left him all of a sudden. I didn't care for that, and how Eddie Hearn reacted by this fight itself, and that says a lot. Keeping it 100. What's good, bro? Salute from the UK. Stay blessed. Appreciate you, brother. Nija in the house. My prediction: controversial split decision win for Crawford. Wow, Black Klitschko. That's interesting. No, I think Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has a mean streak too. You have to understand Terence Crawford. I don't think it'll be what people think it's going to be. I see an upset coming if Kell Brook boxing him. No, if he boxes Terence Crawford, he's gonna get knocked out, or he's just gonna get outboxed. Albeezy, T Bud getting served them chocolate brownies this weekend. You know, I remember the Sean Porter fight. Sean Porter was undefeated, also, and Sean Porter came in and did his thing, and he got just the punches that Kell Brook landed. They looked so much different than Sean Porter's punches. They just had more to them, more snap, more power, more emphasis. When you heard Kell Brook's punches land, it made people, oh, you know, yeah, it's a hard task. Caseen, Sini, or Sai, respect from the UK. Appreciate you. Yeah, he's efficient with his punches, but you ever notice like Kell Brook, he might throw one, two. You know, he loves to throw that straight right. It's a very good punch that he throws. But fighting someone like, here's a problem fighting a rangy fighter like Terence Crawford, it's going to be difficult for him because Terence Crawford, he looks and he finds spots. And he does that through, now listen, he does that through trial and error. Yeah, he's going to have to take his time with Kell Brook, especially when Kell Brook has his defense tight enough. And he's a slickster too, so he won't be that easy to hit. Fiore Gerard, appreciate you. Do you think Crawford is overlooking him? He talking about his next opponent way too much. He may be, and that'll be his downfall if he does. We've seen that shit. You think Kell Brook? You think he's not ready? Kell Brook's ready, and it might be more motivating just to know that it's people against him. You know, Eddie Hearn didn't want that fight because Eddie Hearn didn't want that fight because Eddie Hearn knows already that he knew what happened with Amir Khan, and he didn't like that. He didn't want Amir Khan to fight Terence Crawford. Brook Shock. Brook Shock. Kell has a dodgy eye after Golovkin. Shit, after Errol Spence too. It's more damaged after Errol Spence. If it's the fighter that beat, I may slightly lean towards Brook. Yeah, because people underestimate Crawford. Crawford's one of those guys. If like here's the thing, he hasn't fought all year though. So or has he? No, yes he has. Yes he has. He fought Mean Machine I think in January I think or February. So this will be his second fight this year. So it ain't a long layoff for him. So let me see when he fought. See when he fought Kavalauskas. No, that was December last year. Okay, that's crazy. I thought he fought him later. I mean, but so it's right at a year. So had a year layoff. Trainer didn't leave him. Dominic got three other mandate towards Kell wanted him to go to Spanish Island. Love Coward and love Kell. Think he bounced Eddie out because Sky was showing it. But Bud has too many weapons in his toolbox. Kell Brook has the best walkout interest in boxing. Yeah, Kell just comes. He just comes storm marching out and shit. You know, you seen him in when he was coming into the ring with Golovkin. He came in like, dude, I'm ready to kick somebody's ass right now. He was ready to get him, you know, and then for the most part, he did pretty damn good. Anyone from UK know it's on TV? See, that's a good question. See, so Sky Sports won't pick it up, right? I think that's really shitty. This is definitely Crawford's toughest test yet, only if Brook still has it. Look, I want Brook to still have it, and that just shows how good these fighters are. See, you don't want to come from you don't want to come in that situation where you're looking for disadvantages due to being too old or injured or something like that. Now, unfortunately, Kell Brook is injured. He's an injured fighter. I mean, he's had broken bones in his face, you know. But if he comes in, Tyson had the best walkout, no flair, no bullshit, all business. But Terence Crawford, he comes in shape, man. But that's why he's the best in the business. But you know, it has to be some type of pressure knowing you're the best pound for pound. Yes, Albizi. Now his career would have been a lot different if he wouldn't have fought Golovkin. Think about it. If he wouldn't have fought Golovkin and just would have waited and fought Errol Spence, that fight would have been a lot closer because that was a back and forth fight. Him and Errol Spence, he had Errol Spence, he spent him into the ropes. He was pot shotting him. You know, he was coming in with those punches, and he loves to jump in with his jab, and especially that right hand if he knows it's open to for a counter. So Errol Spence, he was catching Errol Spence, especially with that right hand. Errol Spence is that southpaw, big southpaw. You know, he was young and hungry at the time. He went to England for that fight. And it was a back and forth fight. It wasn't like Errol Spence was just beating him up. Errol Spence started outworking him. He started, he clicked into that other gear. Mike W. Stacy, yes, I'm on the chat. Okay, I believe it's on Premier Sports. Okay, cool. Well, I don't have to worry about it because I'll be watching it here. Because I have ESPN Plus, so. Salute. I think Bud will box defensively until Brook loses some steam. Then it's a takeover time from there. Reference Delorme strategy. Yeah, Delorme is a good fighter. It's been in a lot of tough fights. Yeah, ESPN Plus, I have that. I pay for that. But of course, Brook will beat the other guy. Kurt, do you know that Brook is also a switch hitter, right? Not like Terence Crawford, because I haven't seen him practice it. Like Terence Crawford does that shit each and every fight. He just finds a time because pretty soon he will just switch it, and you're like, oh shit, what did he just do? He was an orthodox fighter at first, sticking his tongue out. Then all of a sudden, he's, and I'm like, okay, what are we really looking at? You went from Floyd Mayweather to Erislandy Lara. What the hell, right? So this is what it is. We got 100 people on the chat. Let's get 100 likes. Let's go. Spence can't sell tickets. Look at him. All his last opponents. He needs their fans. Ducking Crawford. So sad. Well, blame his advisor. Crawford reminds me of Hagler. Errol Spence reminds me of Hagler, actually. Do you read much into betting line? Did they need something we didn't? No, I don't bet, bro. I don't bet at all. Wrong channel. I don't do any betting. I haven't bet on a boxing fight since 1999. No, I have Crawford all day. The eyes will be fine, but Crawford's precision may hurt, crack Brook's cheekbones. Ooh. I'm riding with Bud. I'm a Brook fan, but I think Bud has too many tools in his shed. Bill works. I think Terence Crawford has more tools, but will he have too many to overwhelm Brook? That's the question. I'm British, just can't see it, mate. You lost the belt? No, no, I didn't. No, I didn't lost. I didn't lose the bet. It was Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad in September. Watching that damn fight, I felt this little, I felt these little sharp shit pains in my stomach because De La Hoya was just flurrying and rallying and making, Trinidad look like he didn't supposed to be there in the early rounds. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then he fucked around and Jim Brown. Yeah, that's what it was. Maybe a Thomas Hearn. Yeah, I think he's just a slicker Thomas Hearn. Shorter but slicker Thomas Hearn. Crawford reminds me of Thomas Hearns. Okay, absolutely. No enjoyment when I bet. Exactly. That shit's for business. You got your money on the line. After 4 rounds, Brook will take over the fight. Okay. Okay, Armand. Or Arman. Why did you stop being a betting man? Because of that fight? How is Crawford's defense? Very good. Very good. He's good. He's very good at distance. That's Crawford's deal. He has long arms and he punches from different angles because I think Crawford's honestly even-handed. I don't think that he is the kind of guy that can punch with the right or left even better. I think whatever stance he's in, he can punch evenly. That's what makes him dangerous. It's not. I don't see a punch like he'll hit you with the right hook and hurt you, hit you with the left hook and hurt you, hit you with the left cross, right? So it is what it is. What do you think about Golovkin and Crawford matchup? Ooh, now? Ooh, you know something? I'd give that to Crawford. Because, see, Golovkin, if and only if Golovkin, if he's not affected by those punches by Terence Crawford moving up to 160, I would still give it to Crawford, honestly. Because Golovkin, he has a good jab. He's a good pressure fighter. Um, but you can tell he has problems with people that move. See, Canelo gave him problems, even in the first fight. D-Town Blaster, what's up, brother? Hit the like button, chat for notifications. Absolutely. Follow that cab. Follow D-Town Blaster. Lewis Hurley. Crawford whoops. See? I'm not the only one. Dangerous fight for Bud. It is a dangerous fight, but guess what? Shit, if Kell could go up there, why couldn't Terence Crawford? This is what what about Errol Spence versus Golovkin? That's going to be one hell of a fight. You know what I mean? And then think of it. The gun. Oh, show. What's up, brother? Counter punch to you. No special effects. Bill Works, you sound like Mayweather. You know, Triple G just shows he's a straight up and down fighter. I take nothing away from him, but um, no special effects. Nothing special. No. I trained boxing for 5 years, and Pulev was my trainer. That's why I support Pulev to win against Joshua. Mario, I remember. Is you saying that? Can you ask Bob Arum what his thoughts on this fight? Kurt does Bud switch hit against Southpaws. 160 is too much, man. Kell is gonna be massive, and that's 147. No chance. We'll see. Bud is pound for pound material, while Spence doesn't quite qualify yet because he hasn't left his comfort zone. 147 in 27 fights. Counter punch, Mark O. Counter punch. Triple G can pound a fighter into oblivion, though. He can, Jim. Look what he did to Kell Brook. Kell Brook knew he wanted to stop fighting. Now, he wanted to appear, to save face in front of the British fans and shit. But honestly, D 115 times. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to it. Look, you 30 in. You got about 20 more. Canelo pound for pound. He left a few classes. He could be on the pound for pound list. Damn, what Golovkin can't fight? Put some damn respect on his name. Star Archie. Didn't say that. I just know one thing. Golovkin's an older, tough bastard now. He's not the same. See, you have the early 30s avoided. Most of the mid 30s avoided. Now he's in the late 30s. He'll be 38 years old next year. Look, not saying he can't fight. He only has one loss. He's like Wilder. One loss, one draw. Right? So you can't write him off, but the Deverenchenko fight opened my eyes. It let me know, okay, this guy is now breaking down in his old age. Because the like a 32-year-old Golovkin getting hit with a shot by Deverenchenko, I don't think that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think. Or just maybe the Rays in opposition, maybe not. But it doesn't help that he's 38 years or 37 at the time. Okay, so you're talking about all these young ass fighters that's 32 and 30 years old, and he's fighting them and trying to take them on. It's one of those things. So I think not the fact I can't say no. Golovkin's a very good fighter. I just know a lot of times now, just like Kovalev, people target those type of fights and they want to take those fighters in or on later in life, because the chances of beating them are better. So they know that. Promoters know that. They match those fights up. Who the hell don't want a Golovkin on their resume? What does Canelo have over other people? The fucking Golovkin win. So of course he can. Thoughts on Canelo being number? Okay. I don't think he should be that anyway. Stanislav. I don't think so. Gorgiev. Men's Law Entertainment. Great counterpunching. Greetings from Italy. Counterpunch to you, brother. How's Italy these days? Brook by upset. Bossy Rodriguez. Okay, cool. How would Crawford's chin hold up against Triple G? Hits like a horse. I don't know. I don't really know. Shit, to be fair, Gamboa rocked Terence Crawford, but then got knocked out. I think Terence Crawford is very dangerous, though. I think he's a dangerous fighter. And the reason I think he's dangerous because I think Terence Crawford is one of those fighters, and that's the only way I see him losing is when he gets hurt. He'll still keep fighting. He's not going to try to survive. He's going to fight instead of flight. And I think if you have to fight Terence Crawford. You have to knock him out, or he's still going to fight you until the end. Because see, Terence Crawford gets mad and then he goes into this, like this ass kicking mood. You know, he turns on. Look, Kavalauskas. Kavalauskas dropped him, but it didn't last that long after that. He started beating that man and started breaking his ass down. Pretty soon, Kavalauskas' ass was out. It took him a while, but that didn't stop Terence Crawford. It didn't make him scared. He's not a scary fighter or somewhat of a cautious fighter to the point like, oh, I just went to the ground. He went. It was a knockdown, people. It was. Do you think Plant can beat Canelo? Star Archie. Yes, I do. I do think Caleb Plant beats Canelo, but guess what? I don't think that really matters. You know why? Because if it goes 12, Canelo's going to win. Counterpunch. You know what I mean? It could be one of the fucking most one-sided. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in that fight. Let me break down Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. Caleb Plant is going to box Canelo Alvarez. He's going to use his height. He's going to use his reach. And those sweet hands. He's going to use those sweet hands on Canelo. Canelo is not going to be able to hit him like he thinks. He's going to, he has good upper body movement. And the big shots upstairs, he's not going to be able to hit him with. So what Canelo's going to start doing, he's going to do the same shit he did in the Lara fight. He's just going to start throwing bombs to the body. That's it. When in doubt, go to the body. When in doubt, go to the body. El Cinnamon all day. He's going to be throwing those punches and it makes it and try to make it a murky fight. That's what's going to happen. And then it's going to come down to it. 114, 113 for Caleb. 116 to 112 for Canelo Alvarez. And the last judge has it 118 to 111 by your winner from Guadalajara, Mexico. Oh, that's what you're going to see. That shit right there. Bud's been stunned but never hurt. You're right. Yeah, he ain't. I ain't seen him hurt like wobble. I ain't seen that. Yeah, he's ready. Sebastian, I believe Caleb Plant's. I like Caleb Plant. He reminds me of Caleb Plant. He reminds me of Johnny Tapia. He's like a white Johnny Tapia, just a different nationality. Should I say nationality? There I go. A white guy instead of Johnny Tapia, of course, was Mexican or Chicano. So he had that type of life. Mom getting stabbed and killed, shot by cops or some shit like that. Dad has a tragic ending. You know what I mean? So he has, he's like, he had that type of background that made him do what he does. I think his daughter caught cancer, some shit like that. Oh, Mike Hall, Canelo is KOing Plant in the 8th. Look, if he KOs Caleb Plant in the 8th, boom, he needs to be up there with Terence. He needs to be up there with Terence. Fuck it. Yes, yes, Mike, I said it. Counterpunch. Because see, that guy is a formidable opponent. That guy is a undefeated champion. That guy is the guy that he should have been fought when he came there in the first place. Nevertheless, if he fights Caleb Plant and beats Caleb Plant like you say, cool. I'm with it. See, look, I don't hate on a fighter when they do something that they didn't supposed to do. I'm not going to do that. But I will get in a fighter's ass when they supposed to done something they didn't do. Watch the excuses. I know, right? That's what I'm waiting for. Excuses. Yeah, that's true. That's true. When Canelo does drop Plant, people will be like, "Oh, Plant ain't Charlo. He ain't Benavidez." But really, he's really not. They're all different type of fighters. They're gonna swear it ain't Charlo. You can see you can see DBN right now. What's up, guys? So Canelo scores an 8-round knockout over Caleb Plant, but everyone is calling him the best thing since sliced bread. But as I can recall, that is not Jamal Charlo, which Canelo and when he was with Golden Boy clearly ducked. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be the narrative. Indicted in deadly pawn shop. Oh wow, sure. Devin Haney got work to do, but He's still young and hungry. Yeah, yeah. I think I just did a video on that. Joshua, Little John, what's up, brother? I got Kell Brook going the distance with a Bud. I like both fighters, and I can't see a KO on either side. Um, Not because I this is what I see, Joshua. Um, I see Terence Crawford pressing the action when he hurts Kell Brook, and he will hurt Kell Brook. And what he does is he hurts you and he gets you out of there. See, that's the one difference between someone like Terence Crawford and Edislandi Lara. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lara will hit you with a good shot, and that's good enough for him because he thinks it's all about points, and it's not. Terence Crawford hits you with that same shot. Crawford's going to come for you. That's the difference. He's going to put the stank on it. The boxing source. What's up, brother? There's Bob Arum in the morning time. Oh, man. Would it be out of the ordinary for it to end in a draw? I doubt it. Because, see, one thing about Terence Crawford, though, he's one thing he reminds me of Floyd because he knows how to win rounds. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to do certain things to make you know he's winning this fucking fight. I know a lot of people don't like Saunders. Absolutely on from peeing him all night. Box rest. Canelo landed 150. Saunders. Nah, man. Bud stops Kelly all day. No, I'm with you. Dr. Reaper or Repper. Like Pepper. No, I'm with you. I think he does. I think he stops. I think he does. I think he stops Kell Brook. I don't know, Candy Crush. I mean, I guess they should. I can tell you this shit though, Candy Crush. The way the judges, I don't know what's going on with the judges since this bubble shit, since there's been no crowd, but these judges have been fucking up. I'm like, for real, they have not been doing their job as judges. They've been off. They look more corrupted, more fishy, more sketchy, more whatever the hell you want to call it. They don't look the same. So I don't know about the fighters necessarily. I just think it's easier for business wise, but as far as anything else goes, I'm not sure. I want to see Klitschko versus Joshua, number 200. Mario, that stinking shell, that ship has sailed. Much love from Louisiana. The boot, counterpunch to you, my brother. Donnie T, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. What part of the boot are you from, Donnie T? Brook has lost it. Will get stopped or beaten up until the towel gets thrown in. Andrew Walden. That sounds like it. That's what'll happen. That exactly what sounds like. It sounds just like Kell Brook. He'll get beat up until he just, kind of either takes a knee, or some shit like that. No crowd and too much booze with the refs. That may be it. Because, they come in that fucking play. Oh, he won that round. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta piss. Pound for pound hardest hitter right now. I don't know. I don't know about the hardest hitter. He can punch, though. Yeah, I mean, he does. I mean, he just has to use it as fuel. Let's see if he can, Kell Brook. Let's see if he can use the people looking over him as fuel and not just something. Rainy LA, close to Lafayette. Oh, shit. Well, I am probably about 5 hours from you. Well, you're in Lafayette. About 4 hours. North. Shreveport. North of Shreveport. You can't really get too much north than Shreveport. The only thing I want Kell Brook to prove in this fight is that he is not a shot fighter. That's a narrative I just can't back. He looked good in his last fight. Okay, Joshua Lil John. Let's look at it like this. Kell Brook, if he proves that he's good enough in this fight, it's no different than Vladimir Klitschko. Why? Vladimir Klitschko showed that he still had it, but that doesn't mean he wants to continue doing that. You know what I mean? It might give him motivation for another fight, but if he gives and he pours everything into this fight, who knows? November 28th is the day that we will see if Kid Dynamite can shake up the world again. Ooh, the 28th. Roy versus Tyson. Man, I can't wait for that shit there. Damn, YouTube, this is the second of Kurt's streams that I never got notified of. Listen, people, look at Graham Taylor on the chat. Hasn't never got a notification at all for 2 times in a row. Thanks, YouTube. Maloney that day, Andrew got a lot of pressure on him Saturday. Do you happen to know if refs make in these big fights? I don't know. I think they make 25K, if I'm not mistaken, Jim. I think I've heard that somewhere. I think it was 25K. Great respect for Brook, but Crawford is Crawford. He will go for the KO till the 7th, 8th round. If he can't do it, then I believe he will win on points. Great respect for Brook. Great, but well. Okay, I can appreciate that. Armand, but Kell hasn't fought an elite level in years, to be real. That's true. You know, this ain't fucking Jojo Don or Joe Dan, right? He puts up a better fight than Amir Khan. Khan legs are gone. Has he retired yet? He should. Keep making babies, buddy. Even if he still has it, that doesn't mean he will still be world level. Wow. Mike M. What's up, Kurt? Brook ain't no easy street. Brook is coming to ruin the script. He done it before against Porter. Yeah, he has. But I mean, you got to think about that's before the broken bones. That's before the loss. That's before the other loss. That's when he was undefeated. You know, that's a lot of factors that he's been dealing with. I hear you, Kurt, but I can hope, though. Yeah. Wouldn't get much stick. Kell would brutalize Bud to get with bent, stuck, judge. I don't know what that says. Respect to Kurt. I've been a sub since the early days. Keep grinding, bro. Brook heavy-handed and a catch Bud if tries to finish him off early. Bud better of waiting till late. He's better off. Yeah, he is better off. Just a man, L. Brook has only lost when his bones have broken. Well, that's true. But here's the thing: when his bones were broken, that's when he lost. He hasn't lost since then, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's a fucked up way to think about it. Let's just hope every time he loses, he doesn't break a bone. How about that? Will Stokes, what's the fight you're excited for the most of the rest of the year? Look, we got Tyson versus Roy Jones. The Luke Campbell versus Garcia is out right now because of the coronavirus. Of course, the Pulev Joshua fight, that tells it all. And Tyson Fury, I'm not really excited for him fighting somebody we never fucking heard of. So I'm not excited about that at all. But will I cover it? Maybe if I can get it. Will I cry if I miss it? No, I won't. I wanted it to be Wilder. I wanted him to set the record straight. I wanted him to get me in the ring. But pump your brakes on that shit. Brook gonna look like Glass Joe. Damn, Mike Hall. You don't give him no chance. Eric, Kurt, is it true news floating around the internet that Deontay Wilder is some... Yeah, it's not suing right now. It's called mediation. I did a video on it earlier this morning or whatever. Sometimes the notifications won't come unless or your Wi-Fi is on. Now ain't that some shit? Do you know with what Klitschko beat Pulev because Klitschko refused to take the doping test before the fight? He take a doping test. That's why he beats Pulev. Nobody knows that. Wow, didn't know that. Mario, send me a link on some stuff. I'll counterpunch him. Kavalauskas did drop Bud, but Bud stopped that guy. He did. Igor! Watch the movie The White Hype that you recommended. It was so funny and full of exaggeration and jokes, but we all know every joke has a bit of truth in it. Great movie. I love when people take my recommendations. I love it. Let's get 100 likes. Let's go. Let's get 100 likes. What's your take on the chicken legs Wilder calling out Doughboy Ruiz? Doughboy and chicken legs, you call it. The Phantom Salad Dodger. The Phantom Salad Dodger. Can't make that shit up. I think it's a good move for Wilder. You know, I hope the fight happens. Same here. I didn't get notified. See? Eric, you didn't either. The Great White Hype. Yep. That's one of the that's a funny movie. Kurt, I really hope Brulin sues Wilder because me too. The Holy Trinity, Ortiz chasing Ruiz, Ruiz chasing Wilder, Wilder chasing Ortiz. Nobody believes Wilder, so yeah. I don't think Brook is the same fighter as he was when he beat Porter. 3 years since he last fought at that weight. I hope he wins, but it looks unlikely. There you go. Kurt, what kind of backlash would Bud get if he stopped by Brook? A lot of it. See, understand, Terence Crawford, if he lost today, Terence Crawford would be one of those guys that would be scolded and scorned and roasted by the PBC because that's all up there. You could hear Errol Spence now. I told you I would punish him. He should let me do it. I told you I would punish me. He ain't got no chance against me getting that Brook. I will Brook. You know he gonna have a shitload of stuff to say. It looks like we know Gabrielle in the UK when he beat Derek Chisora a bit ago. Yeah, I know he beat Derek Chisora, but shit. You know? Chicken leg KO's Doughboy. Dude, you the man. I was in boxing saying he thought Wilder won the first fight. Crazy, right? Well, I mean, you know, a lot of people, some people said that. I'm not one of them because, you know, you got to win the round after round. Alexander Flores looked like he took a dive against Ortiz. Yeah, he did. The boxing source, of course he did. He took that shit. Arizism, what's up, brother? Hope you are blessed. Appreciate you. Ben's gonna tell him I told y'all he ain't gonna no dog. He ain't got no dog in him. Yeah. He look, he gonna talk so much shit about 10. Y'all wanted me to fight this little dude coming up to 140. Hell, I'd have punished him. He couldn't even fuck with Kell Brook. He can't fuck with me. We'll be coming for Spence next. Steve S., I guess. I think maybe that's the water was spiked. It sounds crazy. Wilder knows more about it than any of us. Well, I mean, you know, we can't say how he felt. Only he can. Let's see. Wilder still is a beast, but Ruiz boxed since 5 years old. That's true. Bud ever had powerful combinations. Who's he fought? Only had odd clip. He's fought a lot of people, bro. So how do you see the heavyweight division now? Fury, the top dog and man to beat. You see Usyk being able to hang in there. Yep, I do. Is Wilder still in the picture? Yeah, he should be. Why is that every excuse is being brought up for Wilder? Can't accept a loss for anything. That's sad. Counterpunch. But anyway, guys, it's been fun. I gotta run. I gotta do some more vids. Gotta run some errands. Thank you guys for dropping by. Everybody on the chat has been counterpunched. I have Terence Crawford, of course, beating Kell Brook, stopping him in 8th rounds. Too many weapons. I think he's going to exploit them. There's a possibility that Kell Brook's eye may get damaged again in this fight. To me, just giving you guys a nice summary. So you guys tell me what you think of my prediction. Terence Crawford will beat Kell Brook. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys be counterpunch. Peace.